if you don't go out and patrol and put your people out on the run, and then you haven't really established any presence there. And if it's fleeting, if you never go to this portion of that country or this portion of that country, then someone could make the case and say, do you really own that? Because you look weak, you look like you're ignoring / disinterested in it. And then people are questioning whether or not you actually should be exercising sovereignty over, I don't know, the entire archipelago. So, it's not just about where your population centers are and where your people are. It's also where you put those elements of national power to demonstrate that sovereignty. And for the longest time, I've been a proponent of permanently basing in the north. But I'll tell you, there's a trade-off here with Europe, and I think there's a trade-off with NORAD. And as we have these enhancing conversations about what it means to secure the north and provide defense and security, via presence in the north. So we're sending a brigade to Latvia because we insist upon, and that's important, all the rest of the stuff. And I get that part for countering Vladimir Putin. But at the same time, the infrastructure required to secure and defend North America against its threats is the most waning and old portions of our defense infrastructure that exists. The North warning system is, from the 1980s and hasn't been upgraded and all. Oh, we're going to get to that. When? Okay, well, then maybe we should not deploy 3,000 troops to Latvia, and maybe we should be putting, even partially presented people around our northern elements. So I think there's a real coming to grips with exactly what it means to spend. On 5%, I will say, even if getting to 2%, if the Canadian military was charged with developing even periodic for the next 4 to 5 years until they can develop, how that long-term basing is, if they were told you will develop infrastructure in peace that you can fall in on a continuous basis in the north, you could get via contracts to a lot of expenditure. As we know, developing things in the north is very expensive. You could get to a lot of those defense expenditures very, very quickly by contracting northern and Canadian businesses to do so, which provides mutual benefit here to the communities that you're doing it with.